the series Investment Jargons Demystified, where we aim to empower you with relevant information so you can take well-informed investment decisions. Today I'm going to talk about initial public offerings, also called as IPOs in short. But before we take a look into today's topic, let me tell you that we curate a lot of videos on how to invest in the stock market. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out to any of our important updates. In this video, I am going to cover what are IPOs, who can apply for IPOs, how to apply for IPOs, and most importantly, 4 things to consider before you apply for an IPO. Let's get started with what are IPOs. Now, every company needs funds for various reasons. Now, these reasons can be expansion purposes, line extension, repay its existing loan, or entering new geographical locations. Now, all these funding requirements can be met via the IPO market. If I have to explain you IPO in a very simple language, IPO is when a private company becomes a public company by listing its shares on the stock exchange for the very first time. So over here, the company makes its shares available to the public for the first time, and in return, the investors can buy these shares from the company. Now, who can apply for an IPO? Technically, any adult who has a valid PAN card and a Demat account can apply for an IPO. Now, it is important to note over here is that you may not need a trading account while applying for an IPO. However, once the company is listed on the stock exchange and is traded in the open market, you need to have a trading account to sell these shares in the open market. Now, let's look at how to apply for IPOs. Now, there are 2 approaches to apply for IPO. One is the online approach and the second is the offline approach. However, before I get started with these approaches, it is important to have a Demat account. So if you don't have a Demat account, it is recommended to go and visit your nearest broker and get your Demat account in place. Now, under online approach, there are 2 cases. You have an account with a broker who has an online portal. So if you have an access to the online portal, go to the online portal, enter your login details. Okay, once you have entered your login details, click on the IPO application, select the IPO that you wish to apply for. Now, when you apply for an IPO, you need to provide for certain information. One is the category. So there are 3 categories. One is the retail category, the second is the institutional category, the third is the HNI category. So the retail categories is when investors apply for an IPO with a maximum of rupees 2 lakhs. HNI category allows investors to apply for an IPO above rupees 2 lakhs. So here we will select the retail category. Now when you apply for an IPO, you have to keep in mind that SEBI has made ASBA mandatory while applying for an IPO. Now what is ASBA? ASBA is application supported by block amount. Now earlier when you used to apply for an IPO, immediately this amount gets deducted from your bank account. However, under this ASBA facility, the bank only blocks this amount, which means this amount stays in your bank. It is not deducted and is only deducted when the shares are allotted in your account. Now along with this, you need to enter other information such as number of shares. Now when you are applying for an IPO, you are bidding for shares as per the lot size which is mentioned in the prospectus. Now what is the lot size? The lot size is the minimum number of shares that you need to apply for. The minimum number of shares that you need to apply for Rosary Powertech is 35. So if I want to purchase 1 lot, I have to purchase 35 shares. If I need to purchase 2 lots, I need to purchase 70 shares. So I am typing over here 70. Along with this, you also need to mention the bid price. Now IPO comes in 2 formats. One is the fixed price format, the another one is the book building format. Under the fixed price format, the company already decides the price in advance and investor has no choice to decide the price. However, under the book building process, the company only reveals the indicative price range and the final IPO price is decided based the demand by the investors. Now remember, because I have my account with HDFC Securities which provides me an online portal, it is very easy for me to apply for an IPO. However, if you have a Demat account with a broker who doesn't provide you with an online portal, the process is also very simple. You have to log in into your net banking account, go to the IPO application tab, enter for certain details such as depository details, bank details, PAN card details, your personal information, number of shares, bid price, etc. and then click on apply. Now coming to the offline approach. However, if you still wish to apply for an IPO under the offline approach, all you have to do is take a form from your broker or you can download this application form from your NSE or the BSE website. Once you have downloaded this application form, you have to enter certain details such as your personal information, PAN card details, bank details, depository details, number of shares, bid price, etc. Once you have filled the form, you can hand over this form to a broker or bank that supports ASBA facility. It is important to note over here that when a company announces IPO, it is an invitation to apply for the shares. There is no guarantee that you will get all the shares that you have applied for. So for example, if we have applied for 2 lots, if the demand is very high, you may get only 1 lot or you may even get 0 lots. So basis the demand, you will be allocated the number of shares. Now coming to the last section, which is 4 things to consider while you apply for any IPO. Number 1 is conduct the due diligence of a company. So IPO is similar to your equity investments, hence it is important to understand what the company is doing, who are the promoters, what is the business model, what are the core competencies, etc. Second is, it is always recommended to invest in a company which is backed by reliable underwriters. Now underwriters are the people who help the company in preparing for an IPO. So it is always recommended to go with the company that is backed by reliable and experienced underwriters. The third one is, IPOs can create a bubble in terms of strong performance, bright future, etc. So before you apply for any IPO, get your facts and numbers verified. Lastly, because you are investing in a company, it is always recommended to give this business time to grow. So don't look at an IPO as a vehicle to make quick gains in the stock market. Instead, look at IPOs to create wealth in the stock market. With this, we have reached to the end of the video. It's time for me to say sayonara to you. If you want to watch more videos on how to invest in the stock market, don't forget to subscribe our channel, and if you like this video, don't forget to share this video with your friends.